Hello, I just had an MBT, major breakthrough at the MBT. So that's cool. And I'll explain to you what that is. So, yeah, I'm here trying to get caught up in my life and gather everything and retool everything. I'm trying to get a job, and I had a relapse into my website. And so today I was looking through, I got around to scrolling through my timeline and to do for England for 1500 to 2000, and I was to look at it, to really look at it, because I need to memorize it. That's like one of my goals, so that I can get help and financial help. If I can memorize it, I can prove that I'm performing. And I'll show in just a second. It's 150 things because it's for 500 years and 3 different rows. I was laying down and I was thinking to myself, okay, this is something that I could do on the bike or running. So on the bicycle or treadmill. I've been doing the auditory learning, listening to, the podcasts, YouTube, audiobooks, have text to speech, like from my website. I need to do more of that. Mainly Audible. And that covers you for so much. You go to the gym, listen to an audiobook while you're working out, same thing, even when you're swimming underwater with those earphones. But when it comes to visual learning, that was the thing that was keeping me from exercising, because you can do auditory learning and everything else. So it's like, why would I exercise? Because I can do auditory learning every time else. And then every other second of my day, I'm trying to do all my other stuff, right? So I don't have time. But but learning visually, like looking at my test here, basically taking my history test here, the visual one. And also my other biweekly history test you could do, but that's something you're trying to get an actual score in. You're not studying for it, and so you'd want to sit down and just focus on it. But you could kind of study it on this, but it's too many buttons to try to do the biweekly where you're clicking around and stuff and studying things. So something that it's just simple buttons, but you're looking at something, is this. And so let me show you what this is first. So on my timeline, so here's my timeline on my cell phone. And there, so you can get it zoomed up some. So those are the tests for England. That's England 500 to 2000. And so you know that it's 1500 to 2000, and this is the 1500s, and you know it is because this is where this ends. They all line up like that. And so you could look at it like this, where it magically takes up the whole cell phone screen, or you could look it up like that, where the 100 years takes up the whole cell phone screen, but now you can see who the king was and stuff and what's happening in the other countries. So it's easier to actually hold the phone when you do it like this. But you basically just hit the button and it takes you down. And then you see if it's right. And then you hit the back button and it takes you back up, right? And so you basically just hit these buttons to check, hit this button. And that's all you have to do. And other than that, you're just looking at this and it's all visual. And so what I would do is you could put a computer in front of you, but I even have a TV, so I could attach my computer to the TV. I thought maybe it'd be easier to have my computer than the TV because I can use a trackpad and I don't have like an external. I don't have an external trackpad. Because the trackpad is right above. I have a time trial bike, and so I have the handlebars go up like this, and so as I'm riding and looking at the screen, I can just touch my finger down on the trackpad, just bup. And so I'm there writing, and I'm concentrating as hard as I can. But I'm not concentrating on I'm only concentrating on learning the thing. And so I have enough extra concentration to ride the bike. It's not like I'll stop riding. And then if I get frustrated, like you can even listen to music. And you could even multitask, and maybe even listen to an audiobook as you're taking the test, because you're just studying. You're just studying for the test so you can pass it. So that works perfectly for the bike. For me, that gives me a reason to do it on the bike because I don't have a reason, to exercise at all, and that's like bad. I'm getting older, and that could get me back in shape, riding the bike, and then that would motivate me to exercise and other things because I've had the sense of accomplishment from learning this. And so, and it also works for, like, it doesn't work for lifting weights because you have to use your hands, Like if you could have somebody hold a computer screen and touch the buttons for you, maybe it would, but you have to concentrate on counting your reps though too, so you wouldn't be able to do it lifting weights. You can't do it swimming because there's no like screens that follow you below you in the pool, and you can't push the buttons. But it works great bikes, and it also works great on the treadmill because you can run and easily just reach up and push a button, or run and move the mouse just to one thing. And so, yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna start riding and treadmilling because the way that part of my whole like life goal is my timeline, but I have to sell it like for money, just to foundations, people to help me get going, so that I can make it make it catch on for society. And so the idea is that I would deserve money, and this deserves an idea when I do this, like when I prove. So I have other tests too that I'll talk about after this real quickly, but so this is 150, that's just 500. I mean, that's just 100 years. This is the whole thing. So that's the whole thing. And that's 150 of those. So, because it's 3 rows across, as you can see. Red on top for wars, blue in the middle for science, and then culture and maroon on the bottom. And so it's 30 per century. So it's 150 of them. And so as soon as I can touch the button, and I can guess, I can go, okay, so that button is, and then you touch it and you guess. And you run through the whole 150 and you get all of them correct, then you pass. And then on your cue card that takes you to the pages, which I was talking about yesterday, and I'll do this as a separate video later, my cue card idea, you could mark in the white dot below it, you mark as red. So now you're certified in England for 1500 to 2000. The other test would be the biweekly history test, where it gives you for 0 to 2000, it gives you a random number, like a 56, that would be the 550s, and so then you have to say all the things that happen in the 550s, and then you have 1 minute to do it, and so you do 60 of it an hour, and then you grade yourself. Studying for that is, that's the other test, and then the other test would be book reviews. You read a book and then you talk about it for like an hour afterwards, after every book you do. So that would be like the 3 ways on YouTube to show your intelligence, and then to get sponsored by a rich person or the government, once the government has the money, to be a professional intellectual / athlete, because I'm going to throw athletics into it because the training of it involves running and riding with the visual So as soon as I pass this test from the riding, because now I have reason to run and ride. It's awesome. Because I'm at a point in my life right now, like where there's all this stuff I can do on my website, but I have to get a job first. So I'm like not rushing anything, and so I'm gonna be able to focus on this because I need to get in shape. But once I pass this one though, I'm gonna build another one, and it is kind of open source that people are welcome to help me build this site. They just copy whatever they need, and then they just paste to me the code, and I pop it on, and I'll try to organize that later. But I'm gonna try to build it for another country and another 5-10 year period, you know. So I think I'll do like Rome from 0 to 500 because I already have the kings up there and stuff, and so I'll add those 3 rows and add the images to it, and then pass it, and then or add it to it, and then I study, and that's when I'm writing and running and writing and running until I pass it. So it complements perfect. So I'm super excited about that. So anyways, that's that video. I didn't want to take too long. Tomorrow or whenever, I'll talk about my cue cards. I have cue cards that you zoom over them and you can download Google Earth. Takes you to web pages, certain parts of web pages, and audiobooks and everything. So, okay, talk to you tomorrow or later.